All right, guys, today we are going to talk about importing media. Something very important about importing media. When you import media into Premiere Pro, it does not copy the video file. So you can't copy a video file from your desktop into Premiere and then delete it on your desktop. You have to leave it in your desktop. The other thing is, if you drag it into Premiere and the footage was on your desktop, but then you move the footage off your desktop into a different folder, it will come up missing media and you will have to go back and link that media. So there's 3 ways to import media into Premiere. Let me show you how. Just in case you decide to delete a clip off of Premiere, it will still be saved in the original file location, so you won't have to worry about footage going away. It's just not going to be in the Premiere project that you're creating. Now there's 3 types of ways to drag files into Premiere. You can import them through the file menu, you can drag them directly into the timeline or project panel, and you can use the media browser. The media browser is the most difficult way. I'm not even going to mess around with the media browser and show you how. It's not hard, you just have to mess around with it and find the location of the media. I'm going to show you the easiest way. If you go through your clips and you delete the unnecessary clips before you drag into Premiere, your project will run a lot smoother and save you a lot of time. So keep that in mind when you're creating a project. If you record 50 clips and you're not going to use 40 of them, delete those 40 before you drag it into Premiere. Dragging 50 clips into Premiere and then finding those clips and deleting them out and doing all that stuff, it's not going to be worth it. Make sure you organize your media first and then drag them into Premiere. Okay, we are going to drag those clips into Premiere here. What I want you to do is go to either your folders icon if you're on a Windows computer, or you're going to go to your Finder window. You're going to click on that. You're going to find your media. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the video I did from lesson 1. I'm going to drag that in. So I'm just going to click on it. I'm going to drag it over here into the timeline. You can see the 2 bars that are there. The one on the top is the video and the one on the bottom is the audio track. And remember how we set up the sequence for in the last lesson. We set it at 24 frames per second, but I recorded in 60 frames per second. So this clip does not match the sequence settings. Change sequence to match the clip settings. Keep existing settings. I'm just going to click that. You can change it to whatever you want, but it's just going to be a little bit slower than it would. So that's how you drag the media in there. Now, something I want to show you real quick before we get on to the next lesson is to expand a window. If I want to look at the project panel or the video of me sleeping right here, I can do one of 2 things. You see these double arrows where it says full screen video. But if you're on an older version of Premiere that does not have these 2, or you want to expand a different panel, you just hover your mouse over where you want to expand and you're going to hit the accent grave key, which is right between the tab and the escape key on the top left of your keyboard. And then if you want to make that panel the same size as it was before, you're going to hit that accent grave key again to shrink it down. You can do this over any panel that you like. You can see effect controls. This makes it a lot easier if you're working or you want to view your playback. Hopefully you got something out of this. There are different views that you can use in the project panel as well. At the bottom left of the project panel, there's 3 different options to change the view: list view, the thumbnail view, and the freeform view. So let's click on the project panel. Down here in the bottom left of the project panel, you have the list view, you have the icon view, and you have the freeform view here. Anything with this little icon here, this is film, so it's video, and then this is audio, this little wavelength form, and then this right here, this icon is the settings icon. You can add bins right here to organize your media. Bins are like folders. And so if I wanted to put all this into a folder, I can add a bin. You can rename it whatever you like. So what I would do if I want to drag the videos into the bin is I come up here, I hover them over the bin, and then I drop it down and I let it go. And now that video or that clip is going to be in the bin that I created. And like I said, you can rename them as much as you want or whatever you like. I typically don't work with bins because I shoot in chronological order when I shoot my videos, so I know exactly the way they're going to go. but the bins do make it very nice to organize. If you want to create a new item or anything like that, go down here in the bottom right project panel and you're going to click on new item, and then you can see all of the new items that you can go ahead and add there. If you're looking at your clips in the project panel, there's a way to watch them. You can either scrub them here or you can double click on them and they will show in the source monitor up here on the left. You can play the clip, you can edit it in here, and you can easily add it to the timeline here as well. One of the ways you can do this is put in and out points. You can add effects, you can cut clips, you can reduce them. We won't get into too much of that here. I'll get into that later in the class, but I did want to show you that in this lesson, just so you had that. In the next video, we are going to get into editing and how to use the essential tools and commands. I will show you that in the next video. If you have any questions, please let me know.